before war was declared, large numbers of American soldiers began deserting. John Riley, who was posted near the Rio Grande, was disgruntled about many things, including his low rank. One morning he excused himself to attend Mass and never returned. Some historians believe that Riley and other Catholic soldiers were drawn to the familiar sounds of church bells and Catholic rituals across the Rio Grande in Matamoros. Mexican fandangos and fiestas reminded the Irish soldiers of their own dances and jigs. Others claimed the U.S. troops were ensnared by the charms of young Mexican women.
I think because it was a war like Vietnam, that nobody knew why they were fighting it. I mean, you know that in the diary of Ulysses S. Grant, he wrote back to his fiancée saying, we have no moral right to go into Mexico, but it's my country, right or wrong.
Angered by the desertions, General Taylor ordered his men to shoot any soldier trying to cross the Rio Grande to Matamoros. 2 days later, sentries shot to death 2 immigrant soldiers. But even the shootings did not deter the defections. The U.S. officers became furious when they learned that John Riley himself was recruiting deserters into a foreign legion within the Mexican army. He dubbed his unit the St. Patrick's Battalion, after St. Patrick, Ireland's patron saint. The Mexicans called them the San Patricios. Riley felt a close affinity with the Mexican people. In a letter to a former employer in the States, he wrote,
"Be not deceived by the prejudice of a nation that is at war with Mexico. For a more hospitable and friendlier people than the Mexicans, there exist not on the face of the earth."
Riley's outlook contrasted sharply with the views of his fellow soldiers. They regarded the Mexicans as lazy and inferior to whites. The Illinois State Register reflected this attitude. The Mexicans are reptiles in the path of democracy. They must either crawl or be crushed.
Much of this prejudice being directed against the Mexicans was on religious grounds, and this was something that I think hit at the very gut of many of the Irish. They understood this kind of class consciousness where many Americans viewed the Mexicans as being somehow inferior, not just by benefit of religion, but also somehow innately inferior to the Anglo-Saxon, if you will. The Irish background, obviously, the Protestant aggressor was the English. Now you had, in the Mexicans' eyes, England's stepchild, the Protestants from America coming to take over Mexico. And I think the Irish, on some level, at a very basic level, a gut level, could relate to this.